Hi folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm actually doing a product review. A company called Midwec sent me a bunch of accessories that were available for the HTC Vive, and I've spent the last couple of weeks testing them out with my Vive, either in a setting where I'm recording videos where you'll see some of these show up on camera, or in a situation where I'm doing play testing or demos with others, which are not on camera on the channel. So I've had a couple of weeks of time. I didn't want to just immediately do a review. I wanted to do a thorough product test before I did that. And now I'm going to share my feedback. So the company again is called Midwec. They have a Amazon store. If you search for MDW, you'll be able to see their products. They've got products across a long range of different cell phones, VR applications, VR headsets, computers, things of that nature. They were nice enough to send me several different products to test out, some of which I'm going to probably keep using on a regular basis, and some of which maybe not so much. The first one I'm going to review is the one I've been using the most, which is right here on my Vive controller, and that's a silicone cover for the Vive controllers. Now they do have several different varieties of silicone controllers and several different colors. Now this one they said was red. It's not really red, it's more of a dark red maroon color. However, I actually like it better than if it was a bright red. So it's a pretty cool cover. It does not in any way cover any of the sensors on the controller, and it leaves plenty of room for the buttons on the Vive controller. It also has a spot for the USB port, so I never have to remove it. Also, just wanted to show the grip buttons are also not covered. So it works really well, and it doesn't really impact gameplay in any way, which is great. The one thing I will say though is, it feels softer to the touch than the controller itself, but it doesn't really seem to protect it all that much. It might protect it from scratches, but if I hit it hard, it's not going to protect it. They do have a hard plastic shell top, similar to the Mammut controllers that have come out, that also encase the Vive controller, but I didn't get one of those to review, and I don't feel like I really need the cover. I will keep these silicone covers on just because they make the controller look a little bit different than just the standard flat blackish gray color that they come in. But otherwise, I don't know that they really add a lot of protection, just kind of a different color scheme. So they have several different colors. They've got a grayish color, a black color, and this off-red, dark red, maroon color available for sale right now on their Amazon storefront. Second thing they sent me was a set of 22 face covers. So one type of face cover is this one. It's just a kind of paperish cover, which I have used with a couple of guests that have come over. That white cover is really just a very thin cloth material. You've probably seen them called ninja masks, things of that nature online. The one thing I will say is the ones that come in the Midwec pack are just this piece of paper. There's nothing attached to them. I've done some demos at different trade shows and conferences where they actually have kind of a piece of elastic that fits around your ears, so it stays on your face a little bit better. But these, if you put it on and then put the Vive over the top of it, work great. No issues there. What I will say though is in the pack of 22 you also get 2 of these face masks. This pad is a little bit thinner, not really a lot thinner than the Vive pad itself, but it is just a sponge, so there's not really much else to it. There's also this nose piece right here, which is not on a Vive face mask. So this piece doesn't really fit very well. If you do get the 22 pack and you want to use these, I'd say get a pair of scissors, cut this piece out. Just as a comparison, this is a VR cover, one of the VR cover branded faceplates, and this one has kind of like a leatherette feel to it. But it's the same thickness as a Vive faceplate. As you can see, it's a little bit thinner than this one, but this one kind of crunches down when you put it against your face. So if I do this, it has a lot of give. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend these. If you can get these for a reasonable price, I'd definitely say the white ones work pretty well for keeping sweat off of the headset itself. Overall, though, I'm going to stick to my VR cover. It has served its purpose quite well. I actually have another one that has, it's an actual cover that goes on the original face padding that HTC provided with the Vive that actually fits my glasses a little bit better. So if I put this on right here, when it's on the Vive and I pull it off, it actually kind of detaches a bit because my glasses get stuck in it. The Vive shipped with two different face pads, one that has cutouts for glasses and one that does not. The one that has cutouts is the one that I have my VR cover fitted around right now. So that's my preference. I'm not saying that these products are bad, but I wouldn't use these on a regular routine basis. If I was lending my Vive to someone or something of that nature for a period of time, maybe I'd give them one of these, but I'd probably still give them this VR cover instead. The third thing that was actually pretty useful for people that have light stands or tripod mounts that don't have kind of a way to adjust and tilt up and down, they sent over these really cool ball mounts. Now, I'm going to unscrew it from this little selfie stick that I'm just using for demo purposes, just to kind of show you. It's just a standard tripod mount on the bottom. This positioner right here loosens the ball mount itself, and then I've just got the lighthouse on top, again attached just to a standard tripod mount on the top. So when I take this off the lighthouse, you can see it's just your standard tripod mount on top as well. Now what's cool is if I try to move it, it doesn't move. Once I loosen this, it has a lot of give. So I can position the lighthouse however is optimal on top of this ball mount to get an optimal signal and an optimal path to the other lighthouse on the other side. It does have a small little MDW logo right there. Outside of that, it's just a plain black and silver piece. It's definitely durable. One of the things that I wanted to show, and the reason I had it mounted to that selfie stick, is if for some reason someone were to knock into the tripod or things of that nature, or bump it, yes, the tripod is going to move the lighthouse, but I've seen some of these ball mounts that will wobble as well or fall over or things of that nature because they're very cheaply made. The MDW ones, definitely not cheaply made. Once it's screwed in, I can wiggle this around all I want and it stays in place in the position that I want it. So that was kind of straight. If I tilt it down a little bit, same thing. It's not budging. So I definitely would recommend, if you need ball mounts for your setup, the MDW ones are great. They're a good build quality. They're not cheap, and they're not going to just fracture in just a moment like some of the very cheaply made ones that are also available for sale. And then the last thing they sent me, I haven't actually used, but I just wanted to show the retail packaging. Their retail packaging is just a piece of cardboard, just simple cardboard, kind of like if you purchased OEM software or hardware in the past. Does have a barcode, does have a label, but it's not like if you went into a retail store and picked up ball heads in a retail packaging. It's nothing like that. It's just a simple cardboard package. This particular package are some handy items for protecting the lenses of the Vive. And I wear glasses in my Vive all of the time. I'm very comfortable with the setup that I have right now. I don't really want to stick anything to the lenses. That's nothing against this product. They did a really good job of packaging, first of all, some handy wipes for wiping down the lenses to make sure they're clear of dust. There are 5 packages, 1 wet, 1 dry for that purpose. This is very similar to if you put a screen protector or a lens protector on a camera, or on the back screen of a camera, not on the actual lenses, or on a cell phone. So again, you do the wet wipe and then dry it off to make sure that it's clean. They also have guide stickers for the front camera and the inner lenses. They also packaged in a very cool kind of neon colored microfiber, and then the actual lens protectors themselves, and these come in a 5-pack, so you can certainly, if something goes bad, replace one. They have front and back guides on the stickers themselves. I don't want to pull them out of this packaging because I may do a giveaway, or I may end up using these sometime in the future. But these also came with, inside the box itself, a QR code that actually shows a link to a YouTube video to help you with installation. It's a very, very thorough YouTube video that goes through step-by-step what to do to install. So I thought it was great because it's easier for me to follow a video guide for installation than to follow an instruction manual, especially since these are made in China. I'm in the United States, there might be a little bit of a language gap as well. So of all of those products, I'd say definitely go with the ball heads if you need them. These are definitely a worthwhile and important product because you want to make sure you have optimal position with your lighthouses. If you don't have them tilting slightly down, sometimes they won't pick up if you're bending down. So games like Budget Cuts, where sometimes you have to duck and things of that nature, you might not have full optimal controller tracking if your lighthouses are just on light stands facing each other head on, because you want your lighthouses usually to be raised up or tilted up, depending on how your room scale setup is set. So I would definitely encourage, if you don't have ball heads and you just have kind of a straight on lighthouse to lighthouse setup somehow on tripods or other mounts, grab those ball heads. Those are awesome. I'd say the silicone covers are pretty cool. I don't know that they really offer all that much extra protection. They do have a softer texture than the actual Vive controller, so it might be a little bit easier for folks to grip. If you've got people that sweat a lot, again, this will absorb the sweat a little bit more than the controller itself, so this is something that could definitely add value to your Vive setup. It does not obstruct any of the sensors, which is very good. I haven't tried any of the other silicone covers. I know there's some other brands out there, but these ones don't cover any of the sensors, and they don't cover any of the buttons. They work pretty well. So again, give a recommendation for those. If you want lens covers, this package is a pretty cool package. Seems like it is the way to go if you wanted to do something of that nature. The one thing I would recommend not purchasing are these face masks. You can get ninja style face masks on Amazon for a comparable price for a package of 100. These come in a package of 20. Don't have anything to affix it to your face outside of just sitting it on your face, and then it'll fall off just like that. The package of 22 comes with 2 of these face pads. Again, these face pads have this little piece that you'd have to modify. I'd rather not have to modify something and buy something that's a little bit more durable. Again, I'd stick to something like a VR cover mask or something of that nature if that's what you're looking for. Or purchase the retail pack for replacements from HTC for the actual face pad that comes from HTC, because again, if you wear glasses like I do, a lot of the other face padding do not have cutouts for your glasses, these ones included. So overall, couple of definite yeses, one not so sure, and one I'd kind of pass. from the products that I received from MDW. Midwec, thank you so much for sending these products out. I was happy to check them out. I will share links to all of these products in this video, and I'll probably continue using at least these silicone covers. And I'm going to be upgrading my setup soon, so I may also switch over to light stands where I need to use these ball heads. Right now I use tripods that I can actually position, but I'm going to be changing potentially to a mixed reality setup soon. And when I do that, these ball heads might come in handy because I may be actually raising the lighthouses a bit higher than they have been in the past. Hope you enjoyed the video this week. I'll be back with more content soon. Actually, in VR, I thought it was important to share these items as well in their own video because there's a lot of different accessories out there, and I want to make sure that you pick the right ones if you're going out to Amazon or going out to retail stores. Hope you enjoyed the video. Get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself, and I'll see you next time.